Okay, the settings that I've got on the Roland here, I've got on my original JV-80, which is the bottom keyboard. Then I've got 8 MIDI channels hooked up. Channel 1 is analog brass. Channel 2 is a customized setting that I took an electric piano and ran it through some filters and called it Do It For You key, which is because it sounds like an old, about 10-year-old EDM song called Do It For You that I can't even remember who was the artist on it. Then I've got the B88 analog sequence, which is very reminiscent of Yaz, Vince Clarke being one of my very favorite keyboards. And that's on channel 3. Channel 4 is a soft lead. Channel 5 is not being used because what would be on track 5 and automatically by default go to track 5, I've reassigned to MIDI channel 1 to go along with the analog brass called Enniumil and Enniumill, Enniumil, and that's channel 1 with analog brass assigned. And then MIDI channel 6, I've got 2 assignments on that. One is A62 Stratus, and the other one I've got sending to the top keyboard, and that is a setting that's called Vigence, which is one of my favorite settings, and that's on the JV-82. I've got snaps on channel 7 coming through an i13 jazz drum program, and then the bass drum is running through the PRA basic Roland drums. Roland having fantastic drum sounds, I think. Their false drums are the best to me. Channel 12 is a flute sample. Channel 13 is an old Rhodes program that I also ran through a filter to make it echo at a different rate than the other echoes. The bright strings that are basically old Roland bright strings, I would say these would be from about in the times of 84, 85. This is where this sample comes from. It's a B23 bright string program, and that's on MIDI channel 14. And so I'm really pleased with the way this has come together. And anyway, so here it is, Find My Way, and let me figure this out real quick. is sequence. It's not mixed, other than a rough mix I did on the keyboard. Each track has its own volume. Each track has its own pan. And so I've been working with the MC-500 since 1988. I was 2 years late on it, but John Susan, who owned Ambience Sound Studios in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, taught me how to run an MC-500 in March of 1988. And so for that, I'm forever grateful, because while I'm terrible at Pro Tools and just barely know how to turn on PreSonus, I'm a whiz at the MC-500. And so anyway, John McMullan, also known synthetically as Mango Millin, signing off.